Well, I just finished watching Watch Avenue finish second in 55. Bit of a kamikaze drive. I'll be honest, I'll find out in a minute, but I don't know who the hell drove him. I watched the race, I watched him pull up, I watched him come back. I still don't know who drove him. It's hard to tell with the bandanas on. I looked like maybe Jay Harris, but I wasn't sure. Anyway, most important part of the entire video section is, right now especially, is the 2-year-olds. The 2-year-olds. I know we talked about Globetrotting, the stakes, great. What's going on with the 2-year-olds? Who did I like? Who did I thought was flat? Who did I think was flat? Who isn't ready yet? Who looks like they might have to go to the field? There is horses in all these categories. So let's get right to it. Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush, I didn't realize War We Was Up sold out the other day, right after the qualifier. Great qualifier, 59, behind obviously a speed horse. Big colt, going to have to put a lot of muscle on, and is going to, and will get better. But I was a little surprised that he completely sold out. You guys are looking for horses with talent. Well, Adrenaline Rush is going to be shortly coming along, and I know Kevin trained him in 2.8 in the jog cart the other day. He's ready to go. Probably qualify him, I guess, on Saturday. 59, 2 minutes. This is a colt that's got a ton of talent. You know, we talk about, I think of all the horses we have in our barn right now. All the horses that show talent, who I think could be the best one. On the pacing side, No Free Lunch looked absolutely, unbelievably incredible to me. I think there's a number of horses, Beef and Cheddar, Blue Monk. Again, Adrenaline Rush is in there, and so is War We Was Up, but Adrenaline Rush hasn't shown anything off yet, right? He got clipped that day that we were training together. We collided. Some say it was my fault. I don't know. But he ended up with a cut on his leg. It's no big deal. He's fine now. But looked great training the other day. This is a horse that's going to turn some heads, I think. I think so. But we're going to find out a little bit anyway. His first qualifier will be this coming Saturday. Argento, I had said to James going to the gate, I thought his hobbles were a little loose. He can trot with them. But that, you know, James said, I just goosed him late and he rolled off and he shouldn't have. Yeah, well, he needs those hobbles to steady himself sometimes, and I'll go with him next week. I guarantee you he'll be on his toes, and he won't have to worry about anybody goosing him down the lane because he will be in high gear the entire way. I fully expect a qualifier in 2 minutes out of 2 minutes or 2-1 out of Argento this coming week. I won't lie, I was a little pissed off when he made a break. I'm sure my partners on the horse that had the horse are also a little upset, but at the same time looked like he was going a pretty good mile before he made that little break. And we will see how he makes out this Saturday. I suspect it will be fine. Barbie's Crown's done for the summer. We turned her out. She's off the list. Beef and Cheddar. James kind of took him to the back, and he kind of got lost looking around, not really paying attention to his work, and went an adequate qualifier. That is not Beef and Cheddar. And Beef and Cheddar will be cut loose this week. I'll go with him likely on Saturday. Braemar was fantastic. Don't think you're going to see anything more than you saw the other day. Whether I go with him or James or whoever goes with him, he's going to get away third or fourth with the bit hanging out of his mouth. Nice and quiet. Don't want to start him up. Don't want to spark him up. And just let him finish the last 16th, the last 8th. I don't usually like doing that. It's not something I get a big thrill out of. But at the same time, I believe this particular horse could turn into a very, very good horse, but could also turn into a very ignorant horse, and a horse that was very hard to drive if he was brought along in a different manner. I told you guys his best races will be in August. I still stick to that, whether he qualifies in June or otherwise. I think we'll qualify him 2, maybe 3 times. We'll race him once or twice, and then I think at that point, I think we can switch him from aluminum shoes, or from steel shoes to aluminums, maybe even let his hobbles out a little bit, take that hood off him, put just a set of pull-out earplugs in him. And I think at that point, when he's got a good 4 or 5 starts into him and August rolls along, I think at that point you will see the Braemar that I have hoped we will see. He's done everything I've asked him to do so far. In fact, did everything even better than I thought he would do the other day. Very quiet in the hole. Followed along very quietly. When I moved him down the lane, he paced as hard as he could through the wire. You couldn't ask him to do anything more. I'm very, very impressed with Braemar. Better's Hope, not this Saturday. Next Saturday, you're going to see him qualify, and that's because of that little cut he had in his elbow 2 weeks ago. Sickness, virtually the same time. It really caused a gap in his schedule. That's very important part of his schedule. So Better's Hope, not this Saturday. Next Saturday, you're going to see him go. When you look at all the Ontario bred pacing colts we have, pretty good division of horses we have on our own. and Better's Hope fits in there. Blue Monk, a little flat on Friday, but truthfully speaking, he needed that start. And secondly, he's not as good on the front end. So I think I'd like to go with him on Saturday. It's easy for me to say, I'd like to go with this one, I'd like to go with that one. Really depends how they draw in. I really wanted to go with Frilly Fringes this week, but she get in with One My Heart Hanover. And if they get in together again, I probably won't go with Frilly again. I'm going to do my best to ask the race office to separate Iglari M, Frilly Fringes, One My Heart Hanover, separate Blue Monk and Braemar, Argento from some of the other horses, but that doesn't mean that they can or they will. Blue Monk, probably ready for mile 58, 57 or 58 on, I assume, Saturday this week. Brilliant Corners really surprised the hell out of me. Here's a horse that last quarter 27-4, last half 57 flat, a mile in 2 minutes. Pretty good mile. Was he perfect? No. I know that Sylvain did a great job with him, but to keep him contained, it was a chore. It was a chore. And I think we're going to look for a lot of the same this week out of Brilliant Corners. Not going to cut this guy loose. He's still got a lot to learn. But the fact that he actually followed, behaved, finished up strong, passed horses, these are all check marks on Brilliant Corners. So just a great job by Sylvain and a great job by Danny. You know, this was not an easy horse to take care of all year. And Danny did a fantastic job. You know, we tinkered with his shoes. We got him pacing good. But it took a lot to keep him good, and Danny did a great job with him. Broadway Roll, she trained in 2-3 the other day. She's ready to go now. What's she ready for? What's this guy doing? Pulled over on the side of the road. Meathead. Broadway Roll probably looking at a 2-1 mile on Friday, I would suspect. I'm going with the intention that they're going with fillies on Friday, Colts on Saturday. Is that a certainty? No. If they do that, I believe on Friday you'll see a mile in. You'll see a mile in 2-1 out of Broadway Roll. Cambridge Star scratched sick the other day. Oh, goodness. Oh, excuse me. Do we come back with a mile this week? I'll let him tell us. I might enter him and train him on Wednesday, a slow mile. Maybe go a mile and a half with him, 220 speed, see how strong he is, see if he seems healthy. I think scratching him and not qualifying when he's sick just allowed him to get over it that much quicker. We'll see how he is eating well first of the week. He seems healthy, seems bright, seems sharp, and how he trains on Wednesday. You may see him qualify this weekend, you may not. Can't Muscle Me, still a little bit behind. She's not going to be ready for a few weeks at the earliest yet. Her knees were bothering her a bit, so we backed off with her. She started to seem a little more comfortable on the track, so clearly it was her knees. I think she needs at least another 2 or 3 weeks before we start pushing hard with her. You're not going to see her until the first part of July at the very, very, very earliest. Captain's Maid qualified in 2-1. We're going to make a shoeing change on her. I was surprised how she was into her knee a little bit. We're going to make a little shoeing change on Captain's Maid and then come back with her this week. Carrie Big Stick is out for the summer. He's off the list. Cut the Line will be going in to go this week. She trained in 2-7 the other day. I'd like to see mile 2-1, 2-2 out of her on Friday. See how she looks. Actually, I have to talk to Mario. There's no certainty she'll go. She may actually go the following Friday. Not a certainty yet, either this Friday or the next Friday, but she's going to be in to go soon. Darling Please trained a huge mile at the farm the other day. I own her. I might just put her in to qualify. I don't know what to tell you. She hasn't been to Mohawk. That was her first very, very fast mile. It kind of came out of nowhere. She trained great on Saturday. Back on Saturday, very, very good. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. She's got my attention. I might qualify her on Saturday. Eternity Road will not be qualifying this Saturday. Next Saturday, hopefully, with him. His leg looked good today. We're going to start jogging him tomorrow and see how he looks on the track. First glance, not only did he pop a quarter crack, but when we inspected the gear a little more, it looks like the fabric had pulled through on the hobbles. I'll buy him a new set of hobbles tomorrow. We'll jog him in them all week, and he will be going next Saturday if that quarter crack is good. Wasn't a big deal, just a couple of specks of blood. We took the pressure off it. It should be okay for Friday or for Saturday. Fox Valley Britska will definitely go back again. Little flat mile. Gonna take some of that headgear off him, take that ear hood off him, put a set of pop-out plugs on him, let his hobbles out just a hair, and I'm gonna try and go with this guy. I'm gonna cut him loose. I'd like to go mile 59 with him on Saturday. We will see if he can. Frilly Fringes, I definitely want to go with her. She needs to go mile 58 or 59. I see the Sire Stakes are coming early in July. So, Frilly Fringes, I want to get her going right away. Girls with Swirls, she's not going to be ready this week. Damn, I forgot to Baycox her. The vet asked to... The vet asked to Baycox Frilly Fringes, Girls with Swirls. I forgot we will get her done this week. Won't be Baycox, it'll likely be Marquis. The reason being for that, he thought her throat was a little immature and a little too easy for her palate to flip. He thought that maybe trying Marquis on her or Baycox, one or the other, might be the proper way to go, and I probably agree. So we're probably going to start her on Marquis this week. Still, she was a little sick the other day. We need to get her over that. She will not qualify on Friday. She'll come back the following Friday. GW Chrome, I believe we're going to put him and I'm a Lovely Lady into race. That's my thinking. I might put I'm a Lovely Lady in Friday at Grand River if they have a maiden. How do you like that? Her first start's at Northfield. Grand River is not identical, but nevertheless a half-mile track. GW Chrome's first start is also on a half. But whether he gets around to Northfield or not, I have no idea. But I'm not going to tempt fate. I'm not going to stress him out on a half. He might go to Georgian Downs next Saturday, depending on who else we have to race. Okay, where are we at? Holy Chick. She is set to go to the pool in a couple weeks. She won't be back until the fall, so she's off the list to talk about right now. Italian Grit will go back with him. Going to make a few little shoeing changes on him, take the toe weights off him, and cut him loose this week. He was a little flat in the wind. I suspect a mile and 2 minutes, 2-1 out of him on Saturday. At Glare AM, same thing. Want to let her dance this week. I'd love to see a mile and 59 out of her. I'm a Lovely Lady. I just said we may enter her in to go at Grand River this coming Friday, possibly. It's a filly we got very high hopes for, a filly that's got a lot of talent. I'm interested to see what she is going to do very soon. Now, this Friday is the 19th. That's 13 days before the Sire Stakes. I think the timing is proper to put her in. 13 days, train her up before we go to Ohio. She's ready to go. I think that's probably what we'll do with I'm a Lovely Lady. I'm Hill on Wheels, looking to see him bounce back. I know a couple of people messaged me and thought they were a little upset with I'm on Wheels. He was a little hot at the gate and he made a break. It's not the end of the world. He come back and went a mile and 2.8 off half and 7 off a break. There's Mummy. Hi. Hey, you, come here. Oh, a little bit. Come here. Let me see your scraggly hair. Addie Bear just had a shower. A showy. Look. Who's that? Who's that? Right there. Hey. Yeah. What's a doggy say? What's a doggy say? F. Where's Mommy? Where's Mommy? Is she right there? You're going to get Ava? Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Hi. Can you say hi? Say hi. All right. We'll see Mommy. So, Addie Bear just fresh out of the rack. We're going to get a little supper, and we are going to settle in for the night as soon as I've done these videos. So we have I'm Hill on Wheels, who is going to bounce right back on Saturday. Jazzy Judy, obviously, is not going to be ready. Last week of June, I want her in the pool. Last week of June, I want her in the pool. Last week of July, I want her on the track. Training. What's the problem? She sits down for me. Addie gets in her seat and she won't sit down. She wants to spin around and look over the top and yells at Amy, I believe. She doesn't have any problems with me. So Jazzy Judy is going to be in the pool for a month. I want to re-look at this again. I want her ready for September 23rd. So she'll have, if she comes out of the pool the end of July, we got 7 weeks of training into her. There won't be a problem there. So as long as Jazzy Judy heals up and things start looking good, we won't have a problem there. Jesse Balboa is coming along nicely, actually. I trained him a couple of times. I might put him in the bike and go mile 2:10 at the farm this week. His confidence level is high. He's getting strong. Very impressed with what I've seen from Jesse Balboa. Is he a stake horse yet? No, we're quite a ways away from that. But I've been very, very happy with what I've seen from him. Keystone Raven, she'll be going to the pool this week. Her and Cabernet have to go to the pool this week. That's 4 horses we'll have at the pool. So Keystone Raven is at the Turnout Farm in the stall right now. We're going to send her out to the pool this coming week. Let's Roll On. He looked good training the other day. I'm going to take him to Mohawk on Wednesday again. We're going to see if we can do this again. See how Rolly looks at Mohawk. Lincoln Hanover looked fantastic. Does need a few little shoeing adjustments. We're going to work on those. But man, oh man, he called last night. Oh, somebody was messaging me. Lincoln Hanover looked very, very good. A few little shoeing changes with him. We'll come back with him on Saturday. Miss Meringue, we'll come back up with her on Friday, I suspect. She simply just got a little close to the gate. I suspect this filly will come back with a mile and 2 minutes or 2-1 this week. I've been very, very happy with her. Mama Knows Best may head right to Ohio What's the problem there, Killer?
I'm not doing.
What?
Did you sit in here?
No, she has to go with you. She can't get her to sit. Addie Bear, you get in your seat and sit down and get your seatbelt on, please. Right now. Go on in the car. Go on to Mommy's car. She's getting bossed around by a child. Where are we at? Mama Knows Best. Mama Knows Best will likely be going to Ohio very, very soon. She looked awesome the other day. Probably race her in a maiden at Northfield here in the coming weeks. Momo also will be heading over there. She looked really, really good, didn't she? She'll be heading over there before her races coming up. My Jazz, I'd like to qualify her once more. James is saying her hobbles were too short. That's fine. Then we'll let them out. But My Jazz needs to go a mile in 2 minutes, 2-1 this week. So, where are you going? My Jazz needs to go a mile in 2 minutes or 2-1 this week. No Free Lunch was absolutely fantastic in his qualifier. We'll come back with another qualifier with him. I think you're going 56 or 57 this week. And he'll be well prepped for his July 3rd. I don't know if you've been doing the math yet. I'm not driving No Free Lunch this year. So he's coming back July 3rd in the Golds, I would suspect, here in Ontario. Northern Blizzard needs another trip. We're going to tinker with him this week. Sneak him over to Mohawk, go a quarter of a mile with him hard this week. See how he feels. Maybe it was the wind. Maybe it was a lot of things. We took some more weight off of him this week. Want to see how he trots heading into this week's qualifier. Off-Road Hanover, you'll see him show up Saturday at the qualifiers. He's ready to go now. Perfect record is not. He's going to need another couple of weeks. Big Colt, he looked good training the other day, but still a little tentative on the track, so we're going to give him another couple of weeks. Rito Sunshine was a little bit sick the other day. You probably won't see him for 2 weeks. He's not coming back this week. He'll be the week after. Rose Run Why Not's in the pool. She'll be there for another 3 weeks, and then we'll get her re-x-rayed. Make sure, see how that knee's coming along. I'd love nothing better than to find out that line in her knee is filled in the next 3 weeks. That would be absolutely fantastic. Roy Hill. Now here's the thing. Roy Hill jumped over Shadow the other day and been a little ornery, and the breeder of Roy Hill Patrick had said to me, listen, all his siblings, I don't know if they had EPM, but responded well to EPM medication. So we did Marquis Roy Hill. I did him this afternoon, Sunday. So Roy Hill will come back on Saturday. I'm going to take him over Wednesday, and I hope it's as sunny as a bugger out there. He's going over every Shadow again, and if he jumps over one of them, he'll be doing it all morning until he gets it right. But Roy Hill, no need for the Shadow jumping. We'll get him in the right frame of mind this coming week, starting on Wednesday at Mohawk. Set the Mood is out for the summer. Set the Mood is out for the summer. He'll come back in when Carrie Big Stick comes in. So Admirable, she's on the precipice there. Is she going to get better? We're going to make a few shoeing changes with her. She may qualify again this Friday. She may not. But she is not quite comfortable on the track. She may go to the vet also again just to see what's up with her. She has been fast. She won a mile in 2 minutes and 4/5 off a quarter in 32 seconds. Paced her last 3 quarters in 1:28 and 4 the other day. Did she look awesome? No. She didn't look awesome. But she looked decent. So I'd like to see her start to look awesome. For her to look awesome, she'd have to be comfortable and 100% sound. She doesn't seem either right now. So let's look into why. That's where we're at with So Admirable. Source Blue Chip. This week or next week, we'll get him qualified. No rush with Source Blue Chip. Just want to get him qualified and underway into either here or the stake program in New York. I'm not really sure where we'll go with any of them yet. The only horse I'm certain is a stake horse in New York. I'm pretty sure is Lincoln Hanover, whether it be So Admirable, Surreal Love, or Source Blue Chip. If they're not going to be stake horses, I don't have much interest in them leaving the province of Ontario or the country of Canada. But we'll see how they are in the next coming weeks. Stacy Hanover, my God, she gets bigger every time I look at her. She may not be ready for a little bit yet, and that's fine. Stacy Hanover's a nice filly. Her ears are up now. She likes doing her work. She's not doing work perfect. I won a mile in 2:6 with her the other day, but she wasn't super comfortable. So she's not sore or anything. We've had her checked by the vet. Their only issue are her knees are wide open. Okay, if her knees are wide open, then let's let them close up a little bit. So that's the plan with Stacy Hanover in the next coming weeks. I know Steve and I are really interested to see how she's going to do, but the one thing about owning horses with people that understand the game so well is that if they're not ready, they're not ready. They know that, and although that bothers you, It bothers me when they're not ready, but at the same time, you can't force nature. If they're not ready, they're not ready, and you'd be doing yourself a lot more favors if you just allow them to grow up and be the horses you need them to be. So that's where we're at with Stacy Hanover. Sunshine in May, tiny little filly. Made a break the other day. We'll probably have her up to Grand River in a week or so to re-qualify her and get her qualified. Surreal Love, same thing. He's going to be fun to drive this year. Is he going to leave Canada? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But he's going to be a decent little horse to drive. I really like Surreal Love, like what I've seen from him, and continue to like Surreal Love. Sweet Ambitions. Actually, Sylvain said she was good the other day. So that's great. She will definitely come back this Friday for a qualifier. He was happy with her. Tanzanite Tricks a little flat. We're going to maybe take some weight off of her again. Maybe cut those flip-flops out of her. I'm hesitant to put aluminums on her behind because she has OCDs that were removed from her hocks. They're a little boggy. Do I want to go and slap aluminums on her behind? I'm going to sleep on that tonight. A number of changes we can make with Tanzanite Tricks. I think we can have her healthy for next week, so she very well may qualify next Friday again. That's My Girl was absolutely awesome in her qualifier. Do I want to re-qualify her? That's a great question. I don't know if I want to re-qualify Tanzanite, or That's My Girl. I want to race her. If I race her, it'll be at Mohawk. Mohawk qualifiers. The earliest you're going to see a 2-year-old trot fill at Mohawk would be a week from Tuesday. If they carded a 2-year-old trot, I will train her in 59 on Wednesday at Mohawk. If they don't, then she will re-qualify, and I think that's where we're at with That's My Girl. Fat Cobra was hitting himself the other day. Still won a mile 2-1 because he's tough. But we're going to put aluminums on him up front, change his shoes around a little bit, and he'll go back on Saturday. Tipsy and Dixie will be ready to go on Saturday also. Really excited to see this filly go. Walk on the Moon was absolutely awesome on last Saturday. Will he go back this week or the week after? I'm going to leave that up to Mario. I suspect it'll be this week with an overnight race following up right before his start in early July also. War We Was Up will likely be back again this Saturday, whereas War We Welcome still will not. We will take her over and train her in 2 minutes or 2-1 on Wednesday at Mohawk. I doubt the gate will bother her, but we're going to take her out a couple of times over the next week on our gate, put her on our gate, and then we'll go with her. Where we was up looking at a qualifier, let's see. This Saturday's the 20th. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she will qualify this week. I'm going to look at her schedule again, talk to Mario. There is a coin flip, 50% chance you'll see her qualify. There's nothing wrong with the filly. I just want to make sure that she is ready right on time. Not before, not late, right on time. And that's what we're planning on doing with War We Welcome. Well and Down was flat the other day. I would like to see another trip from Well and Down. So she would like to be in to go again, and a horse that I guarantee you will be going in. Won My Heart Hanover. I actually went a mile with her on Saturday. It might have been a little tough on her. Not really a mile, went 3/8 of a mile. I changed her gear, took her out, she made a break. Tinkered with her again. So I'll tell you all the changes we made. We went from an open bridle to an aviator. Somebody asked me the other day, what's an aviator bridle? Closed bridle you cannot see out of, right? An aviator bridle has see-through blinds. So it's literally, I guess, plexiglass or something. Plastic of some sort. You can see through them. So she's raced, she's trained in an open bridle her whole life. Nothing bothers her. But I need her to focus more, and I need her not to wander. So we put an aviator on her, which is a blind, but you can see through it. She has a Murphy blind on the left. We added a head pull. First time she ever wore a head pull, she was fine with it. We took the back to the bike hobbles, so the hobbles that attach to the bike and the cross piece, took them off and opted for a set of belly bands, which I generally hate. But in this case, with this filly, I think they'll work well, as they did. We took the bandages off her behind and put boots on her behind. So a number of equipment changes. No shoeing change. Yes, we made a shoeing change. We took the flip-flops back off of her. We took the 5/8 trotting shoes off of her and put a heavy full swedge on her. So right now, 4, 5, 6 changes made to Won My Heart Hanover. I buzzed her 3/8 of a mile. She was awesome the other day. I'll take her over Wednesday and go slow mile at Mohawk with her, but I suspect we will come out all guns blazing on Friday. Might be Friday, on Friday morning. Anyway, that is everything. That is all that went on and all that will go on here this coming week. I'll be back in a minute. We still got to talk about the stables, and then I'm all done. Hope you guys had a great weekend or having a good weekend, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Take care.